Image. It is the most important part of owning a premium luxury automobile. For instance, if you want to convey an aggressively sporty image, you buy a BMW. You want to convey a tech image, you buy an Audi. If you want to say old school money, you buy a Mercedes-Benz. Even Jaguar, it has this whole sense of British occasion to it. But this car Volvo, what does the Volvo brand tell you? Why do you buy a Volvo? Scandinavia is not known for too many things. Plundering Viking hordes for one. Three people called Mäkinen, Räikkönen and Häkkinen were rather quick drivers. But now, Scandinavia's biggest export is IKEA furniture. Cheap, minimalistic, compact and very well-designed furniture. And it's the same Scandinavian thinking in the cabin of the S80. It's really a beautiful cabin. The texture of materials used, this nice wood finish, this particularly interesting floating center console. It's a refreshing change from the overt German sportiness and tech-infested cabins of the German rivals. And what you'll really like are these seats. They're super comfortable, super plush, both front and back, and it's a great cabin to be driven around in. Now the reason why we are reviewing the S80 is because it's got a new twin-turbo diesel engine in place of the old single-turbo unit. In fact, Volvo claims so many improvements that I'll have to read out from the press release. Now power has gone up from 185 horsepower to 205 horsepower, which is an 11% improvement. Torque goes up from 400 Newton meters to 420 Newton meters, which is a 5% improvement. Fuel efficiency goes up by 3% to 13.1 kilometers to the liter. Similarly, CO2 emissions go down by 3%. Now it's got two turbos in place of the old single turbo, so that's a 50% improvement. And sound levels go down from 72 dB to 66 dB, which is an 8% reduction. Now we just finished with the performance testing of the S80 and the Volvo did a quick time. 108.2 seconds is quick, but what this engine is not is refined. Give it a boot full of revs and it does get quite noisy. Now usually when we do our performance testing, we switch off all traction control and stability control aids. But in the S80, to figure out the whole sequence of events to switch off traction control took us a good 2 hours. Volvo has never had any sporty pretensions, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Whereas its German rivals are overtly sporty, this car focuses on one thing, which is ride quality, and it does ride quality extremely well. At low speeds, almost everything is absorbed, and even at high speeds, this is a very, very comfortable car. But this car is neither as planted nor as stable as its German rivals. This is not a car that you want to throw around. It's only front-wheel drive, and because the engine has a lot of power, there is a fair amount of torque steer. The steering, it is dead, it is completely lifeless. And the suspension is soft, so it does tend to roll a bit and wallow a bit. Not a fun car to drive, but a nice car to be driven in. Now I like sporty cars, and the S80 is definitely not sporty. But somehow I find this car also strangely appealing. It does ride quality and it does it very, very well. This in fact is the best riding car that you can get in this segment. It also has very good interiors, very different from its German rivals, and is extremely well priced. 38 point something lakhs for a car as loaded as this is very good value for money. Except there is one problem, the Mercedes-Benz E-Class. The new E250 CDI is just ₹1 lakh more expensive than this. And when you have Mercedes and Volvo at the same price and in the same bracket, well, the Mercedes is the natural choice, isn't it?